Hello, my name is Candace Gottlieb Clark. I am the president and founder of Dynamic Team Solutions, and I want to welcome you to our series, Crisis and Crossroads, the 2020 election. As you know, there has been a tremendous amount of polarization and isolation going on, in large part due to our political situation in our country, as well as the impact of COVID-19 and the associated isolation. We developed this program because we know of the fear that is caused by this increasing level of isolation and polarization. And it is impacting not just people on an individual basis, but it is impacting the workplace. Joining me today for this program is Hillary Bendon. She is one of our conflict resolution consultants at Dynamic Team Solutions, and she is going to contribute some valuable information to today's program. What we'll be talking about on this and every one of the programs in this series is specifically on the things you need to be thinking about and aware of. And next, we will be talking about, within each program, we will be talking about what you need to do now that we have you thinking and aware of these circumstances. Today's session is specifically intended for leaders and business owners, but this is applicable to every person in the workplace. And what we're going to talk about is how to start moving forward. So as you do, what I want you to think about is your employees and the impact that this polarization and isolation is creating on how they communicate, on their willingness to be open and communicative with their team members. It is affecting their ability to trust each other, their levels of frustration, their willingness to give 100%. And as a business owner, as a leader, you need to be able to help transition that into something focused and productive and not deny the tensions and frustrations that are also existing. So one of the things that's most important as you're trying to create that more collaborative workforce is to make sure that you acknowledge these issues head on. Trying to carry on as if business as usual is not going to help anyone. In fact, it may cause more disenchantment than to actually confront these difficult issues. So you want to remind your employees of what matters, what values you as a company have. Help ground them in something that unites them together. What do the customers and clients come to you for? Again, uniting them in the message that you know is important to everybody in your organization, and helping them to know that it's really important that teamwork matters in the results you get, and that they individually matter. And Hillary is going to give you some even more concrete examples of what you can do.
So when your employees are at work or come to work, whether they're remote or in person, sometimes they come to work in an emotional state that is not the most productive or most effective way to be in the workforce. So we can recognize what they're feeling by looking at two different states of emotion. So when we talk about how people come when they are in an emotional, like a heightened emotional state, okay, you want to look at them and try and figure out, are they emotionally flooded, meaning are they spouting their emotion and very upset or angry or crying or in some way showing their emotion very strongly? Or are they rationally flooded, meaning that they're telling their story over and over and over again? Both of these, even though one is called emotional and one is called rational, are actually emotional states of being. And neither of them in the heightened form is useful for productivity and employee engagement. So what we want to do is we want to learn how to de-escalate the emotion and bring them back to what we call balance. So one way to do that is to really listen to your employees and share with them your experience in the sense that you listen to them on their agenda. So it's not about what you want to know about their experience, it's what they want to communicate. And by listening to them in that way and reflecting back what you're hearing, you're helping them to process the information that they need to get through in order to balance themselves in their emotional state. For example, if you approach somebody in your workforce and they immediately get upset and perhaps, close to tears or something like that, you can ask them, what's going on for you? And they'll express what's going on for them. And you listen and you continue to listen, but you don't listen just to sound like you're listening. You're listening to reflect back so that they know that you're hearing them, so that they feel like they're being heard. If somebody comes to you and they're upset about an interaction with another employee and they're just telling you their story over and over and over again, no matter what you say, it's not good to tell them to calm down. What's helpful is to listen to what they're saying and to reflect back to them what they're saying in such a way that they feel heard and they can stop telling the story over and over again, and they can get to the point where they can adjust their feelings and their emotions to the point where they're more productive and more effective in the work that they do.
That's so great, Hillary, because so often we think about how to respond and what is our own agenda or our own ideas. And what you're sharing is the importance of not having a traditional response or even trying to change anything about the person's way of feeling or thinking, but rather just to reflect it back, to state back exactly what they're showing or what they're verbally saying to you.
Absolutely, Candace. And this is not
Right.
an easy skill. I'm going to be really honest. This is something that takes practice and attention and real care in really paying attention to your employees and what they need. And in that way, you'll live the values of your organization, like Candace brought up before, that it's important to help your employees live the values of your culture so that they can be happy and your customers can be happy. And that's really important in order to increase productivity, increase employee engagement, and really decrease any sense of discontent.
Right. Well, that's getting close to the limit of our time. And I want to just offer a few ideas to our viewers today. First, if you are interested in getting some training on how to do this de-escalation, we're going to put together a mini training program, and you can reach out to us at dynamicteamsolutions.org, or you can send us an email at help@dynamicteamsolutions.org and request the information on how to de-escalate through this training that Hillary just described. Second, I want to suggest that if you would like to get a mood meter where you can identify how people in your organization are feeling, it's a very simple download that allows your team members to basically identify what their mood is so that people know, well, are they in that heightened state, or are they really doing very well today? And it gives that identifier. And finally, I want to engage with you to attend the rest of our series on crisis and Crossroads. Our next session, which will be on leaders and managers, is going to help you to know how you can influence your teams. What is it you can do or not do that will improve the ways people team and collaborate and start healing through this political divide? The third session will be focused primarily toward HR leaders and helping them to know how to get in front of the things that are creating tension and conflict so that they can diminish it and create the healthy workforce that is necessary. And our fourth session is going to focus largely on the entire employee base, from leaders down to your part-time employees, because this is the one that tells you directly how to start communicating differently in a way that helps to bridge this divide, helps to create that feeling of connection and cohesion and collaboration that is so essential for us as humans, as employees, and as a part of the world of work. So thank you. This is me, Candace Gottlieb-Clark, signing off, as well as Hillary Bendon, and we look forward to seeing you on our next Crisis and Crossroads program.